Hi ladies, welcome to the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show. Monique Head here, and you can catch me here Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central, 12 noon Pacific, and 3 p.m. Eastern. Although you will not see me here on Friday because it's my birthday, and I've been instructed to keep my calendar clear. And so, relationship coach to passionate marriage-minded women. And today, I'm really talking about, someone posted in the group as a topic, how to balance caring for yourself, how to balance watering your garden. It's what I call watering your garden, and be with your man. And so that is a great topic. And it's really, really important that women like us, alluring women, so that we can really remain in our allure, be able to keep that balance. And really decide, figure out a way to really honor ourselves, right? So here's what I know. Keeping yourself happy doesn't mean ignoring your relationship. Keeping yourself happy doesn't mean ignoring your children. And so I say that to say that you can feel no guilt at all, no guilt whatsoever when it comes to honoring your feminine spirit, making sure that you are full, that your tank is full, that you're doing things and that make you happy. That's really, really important because, caring for yourself, self-care is really an act of survival. And the more that you're full, right, the more that you're happy, the more that you are taken care of, the more that you're able to give. And I know that's important to you because giving is one of the ways that you're able to fully express yourself and really show love. Okay, so, but before you can do that, you gotta fill up your tank. You have to water your garden. You have to make sure that you are taken care of. Because when your garden is dry, and it's in those moments that women like us find ourselves lashing out, popping off, criticizing, right? I've spoken about that, using our words as our weapon instead of our wand, because we're so dry, we're so depleted, we're so emotionally bankrupt. And that's not, you don't want to be able to bring that into a relationship, and you don't want to be in that state when you're being watched by a potential suitor, okay? Because what happens is that attachment is going to happen. So here's the deal, one of the things that I notice about myself is that, when I was in the dating phase, or when I really didn't like a man, I was so whimsical, so playful, so just caring and free. And it wasn't until, I had gotten into a relationship that I started to feel, things changed. I noticed that my energy shifted because there was this level of commitment there. And there's one word that can really describe all these expectations that I created in my mind, because it was once you start this commitment, it's whoa, your life flashes before your eyes. And then I become really attached, right? I become attached to the outcome. Let me make sure the volume is up, okay? I become attached to what he's doing, what he's not doing, what I need him to do. I become attached to my future, my vision of the future. I become attached to reality and how it's not aligning up, to this vision that I have for the future. And anytime, our vision, the current reality, doesn't line up with the future, we get nervous. And when we get nervous, fear takes over. And when fear takes over, that's when we really start to control. And so when we're in control, we start looking for ways to fix things. You know what I'm talking about. Who's here? Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. You can indicate that by giving me a like, saying, hello, Monique, giving it a heart. So just let me know that you're following me and that I'm not alone in this, right? Because I'm speaking from experience. And I want to know that, are you feeling this or not? So, when we're attached, when we are in control, when we try to be in control, really, when we are controlling, when we are dry, when our garden is dry, because we have not been watered, we have not been caring for ourselves, we have not been doing things to really, just replenish, fill her up. We haven't been doing things that will fill her up. We start to fix things. We try to fix things that are not even broken. And so, things that I know that I would have allowed to roll off my back like a duck, pre-commitment, this expectation, pre-attachment. And so Whether you're married or single or in a relationship, or if you're a mom, it's so important that you water your garden. And it's just a great way for you to elevate your mood, for you to lift your spirit, so that you can be seen as that alluring woman, and that you are going to be sending out the best signals to men for them to attract you. Because guess what? They're watching you and they're trying to figure out, you know, number one, they might be figuring out what their approach is. Number two, they want to know if you're going to be receptive. And number three, they want to see, well, okay, if she's after they get whatever their game is, whatever they're going to say, their approach, and they feel like you're going to be receptive, they want to make sure that you're going to be nice, right? Men just want to be loved too, just like we do. And so, you know, we just don't go to crazy town and really go off on the deep end. So they're assessing, just like you should be doing, right? You're in choice too. You have a choice. I believe that men choose first and women choose back. Excuse me. So the thing about balance when it comes to caring for yourself and watering your garden and really being with your man is that when we are not caring for ourselves, when we're not responsible for our own happiness, we make him responsible. And you know that can only go south, right? When we make someone responsible for how we feel. And when we're attached to his behavior, his results, what he's doing, what he's not doing, when we're in this space, it's really, really difficult for us to remain alluring women, for us to remain in that standard of grace and beauty and poise and polish and confidence. Those are some of the characteristics that are going to, you know, help you to stand in your allure so that you can really attract your man. He's already looking for you. The man that you want is looking for you. Are you ready to receive him? Are you in position to say, yes, I'm ready? Are you in position for that right now? Okay? You can get in position by making sure that you're doing what you can do to keep yourself happy, to keep yourself pleasant, to make sure that your garden is watered, that it's pruned, that it is hydrated. Okay? So, what did I write here? There was something that I wrote something down because I didn't want to miss anything. Yeah. When we're attached, we're tied to his behavior, his results, what he's doing and what he's not doing. So much that the way that how we feel is dependent upon what he says and what he does. And as I mentioned before, that can only go south. And, you know, when we're attached to expectations, when we're attached to outcome, we lose our feminine allure. And here's what I want you to know, because this is why it's so important that you're able to care for yourself while you're in a relationship. You're able to care for yourself as you're preparing for your relationship. And it's because, you know, when you concentrate on your own potential, when you hear, this is the main thing that I want you to know. When you concentrate on your own potential, right? Your inner strengths instead of his faults, his flaws, what's not happening, right? When you concentrate on your own potential, you tap into your inner strength. You tap into your allure as a woman. You tap into your own beauty and your grace. And these are the things that are going to help you to create connection. My gosh, these are the things that are going to help you to create the connection that exceeds sex. Right? That fleeting feeling that comes with sex. That kind of fleeting feeling, that chemistry. That's what it is. Chemistry is fleeting. But connection is a thing that you want to be able to build. And I believe that women have the capacity to create immense connection. And that's what I help women like you to do. Because there are a certain set of skills, languages, phrases, tools that you can use to learn how to create connection with the man. That intense emotional connection where he feels really drawn to you and he finds you to be irreplaceable. You will be able to create that connection once you begin caring for yourself, because you're able to elevate your mood. And what a man says or does, or what, more importantly, what he's not doing, because that's what we pay attention to, right? What he's not doing, not planning dates, not taking out the trash, not calling. He's just not around, right? He's not available. He doesn't live in your state. All those things is trying to reconnect, okay? We don't want to focus on that, okay? So when you begin to water your garden, it shifts your perspective. It helps you to shift back into that feminine. Relax. It helps you to relax and lean back instead of leaning in and leaning forward. And remember that relaxing, when you are able to relax into the relationship, and when a man is able to relax into a relationship, it really helps to build trust, right? And when a man feels that he can trust you, that's an opportunity for him to step up. Because guess what? Men have been jaded too. Men are jaded too. They have been slighted as well. So when you concentrate on your own potential, you get to tap into your inner strength, and it gives you the opportunity to reframe any sort of inner struggles that cause that needless emotional turmoil. You're able to reframe that. You're able to tap into your inner strength. You're able to give more. You're able to nourish other people, right? You're able to feel fully self-expressed through love, through your ability to give. But guess what? You cannot give what you do not have. Are you feeling me? Hey, Velvet. Great to see you here. I missed you. How are you? So you might find yourself, you'll know that you're experiencing needless emotional turmoil if you find yourself doing a few of these things. So if you find yourself becoming frustrated or upset by the way a man thinks, excuse me, if you find yourself getting frustrated by his way of thinking, if you're furious that, he hasn't called you in 2 days, let's just say 2 days, I think that that's sufficient. If you have somebody in your life and you're speaking on the regular and he hasn't called you, well, not on the regular, but because if it's on the regular and he hasn't called in 2 days, then that might be, like an antenna, a red flag, like, hey, what's going on? But if it's someone who's just kind of like in your area, like your sphere, you're dating, and you kind of maybe just met and he hasn't called in a while, and you find yourself frustrated about that, right? You find yourself, here's another way that you know that you are experiencing needless emotional turmoil, is that if you find yourself resenting him when he seems unbothered by your emotions. Okay? Hey, Nicole, which part is you, girl? You said that's me. Which part? Let me know. So if you find yourself experiencing one of those things, and that list is not concrete, those are just some examples that I know that I've experienced, as well as some of my clients and even some of the women that I've spoken to here in this community, is that you're experiencing needless emotional turmoil if you find yourself being frustrated by his way of thinking. If you're experiencing resentment, if you're experiencing resentment because you didn't say what you wanted, and you wanted him to guess, right? You just thought that he should know what it is because you've been together for so long. He's been a part of your life, even though you're not really in a titled relationship. You're in a situationship. And you think that he should know what you want. He should know what you want, yeah. Even though you haven't told him. Because men and women are different, and men aren't mind readers. And if he hasn't called, anything that's really out of your control. How about that? I should just say that anything that's out of your control, it can cause emotional turmoil in women like us. Okay? And so that's why it's so important. It's so important that you see caring for yourself, watering your garden as an act of survival. You see that as a way to really polish your potential. You see that as a way to, fill up your tank, replenish your spirit. Hey, Gloria, great to see you. Replenish your spirit and fill up your tank and concentrate on your own potential, right? So that's the antidote for needless emotional turmoil, is really concentrating on your own potential instead of concentrating on fears, faults of the man in your life. Okay? Because as I mentioned before, there's this big misconception that by focusing on yourself, that you're somehow ignoring your relationship, and that's not true. When you concentrate on yourself, keeping yourself happy doesn't mean ignoring your relationship. Nicole says, wondering why the lack of communication. And then I start to feel like a bother if I reach out to him when he hasn't. Do I call? Do I not? Do I keep it moving? LOL. Yeah, right. And then we start having all these questions, and then we go into over-analyzing mode. We start to be in our headspace when what's really important for women like us, alluring women, is to remain in our heart. Heart is right here. To remain in our heart space Because that's a part of what we do. Like, we get men out of their head. We get men more into their body. That's why they enjoy being around you. Concentrating instead of waiting. Yes, preach. Thank you. Concentrating on our own potential. Keeping yourself happy doesn't mean you're ignoring your relationship. It doesn't mean you are ignoring your children. It doesn't mean that you should, you don't have to feel guilty about that. Keeping yourself happy means filling up your own cup so that you can exist as love. So that when you're with a man, right, whether he's someone in your life right now or someone that you're dating and maybe, he's courting you, he's a potential, he's a prospect, you can exist as love and tenderness. And here's the benefit of that. He will be able to detect your love and tenderness. He will be able to detect your kindness. I love that word, detect. He will be able to detect that tenderness from you. And those are the type of moments that will help to draw that man close to you. Okay? Those are the moments that can help to create this emotional connection, that deep connection that is unwavering. Okay? You're welcome, Gloria. So, I hope that this helps. I hope that this helps. It's really important. Whatever you want to do to focus on your own pleasure, keeping yourself happy. Those are the things. This goes beyond, bathing, hair, skin, and nails. This is about, what do I really enjoy? What's going to make me feel good right now? The other day I went to the bookstore because I felt really, really depleted. And that's the thing too. When you're able to, like, when you're watering your garden, when you feel out of alignment, you'll start to take notice. And then you can collect it as evidence that, oh, well, I haven't really done anything special for myself today. Let me tenderness, grace and poise, polish and confidence. So that when men see you, they associate you with love. When men see you, they associate you with light, right? Remember, let your life be an example, not a warning. And the best way to do that is by caring for yourself first. And not feeling guilty about it. Please continue to talk. Going through motion now. Yeah. So you haven't had a conversation. I'm hearing that you haven't had a conversation with your man for about a week now. Yeah. Assuming that there is no emergency and that there isn't anything wrong, what I want to encourage you to do, Gloria, is do something for your own happiness. Do something, Laura Doyle has the best definition of self-care. She says there are two things that you want to keep in mind. The first thing is that you want to do something that you look forward to doing, right? This is not what you should and need to be doing. This is not about washing the dishes because you'll feel good when the kitchen's clean, right? This is not about, oh, I need to go to the gym because I'll feel better about myself afterwards. This is about, hey, it will feel really nice to go to a walk or call a girlfriend or do something. So the first is that you feel good. You look forward to doing it. And the next thing, a part of her definition, is that it feels good afterwards when it's done, right? So keep that in mind and use that as a standard. Use that as a rule of thumb for how you want to, focus on your own happiness today. While you're engaging in your own life and you are arranging to be busy. I hope that helped. All right, ladies. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Are there any questions? Any other questions? And I'm going to wait a while because I was told that I jump off really fast. But this thing is kind of slow. So who said the two things we should do? Laura Doyle is her name. She's an author. And so she was one of my mentors, actually. I'm waiting for questions if you have any. Yeah. Claim your husband. That's right. Yes, because you want to claim your husband. That's right. But don't just claim it. I know people now say, I'm claiming it. Make sure that you're also acting. Making sure that you're doing correct, Velvet. Making sure that you're doing the work, right? Making sure that you're doing the work. Don't call him, let him call me. Well, that's difficult for me to respond to because I don't really know all the details. I mean, if you feel it in your heart, if it's been a week, and if you feel that maybe you're in the wrong, think about which part you can be responsible for. for why you haven't spoken? Which part can you be responsible for? And how do you feel? If you what do you want to do? Let me ask you that. What do you want to do? If you want to call him, go ahead and call him. I'm not really into like the whole games and stuff. Don't call him, him call me type thing. What feels good to you, Gloria? And if the thought of calling him feels good to you, I want to encourage you to do so. Thank you for asking. All right. Any other questions? All right. So just as a recap, I want to encourage you to continue watering your garden, even if you're in a relationship, even as you're preparing for your man, right? Because that is the benefit. When you begin to water your garden and really care for yourself, it elevates your mood. And it really keeps you happy. It keeps you away from expectation, away from the attachment. And those are the things that keeps women like us on edge, right? And we can't be seen when we are on edge. And as you're just going about your day, right? Men are watching you. They're looking at you. They're wanting to know if they can make a move. But if they get the vibe that maybe, we're guarded, then we rob them of the pleasure of getting to know us. And we rob them of the pleasure of you rob them of the pleasure of making you happy. So one of the best ways to do that, to water your garden, is just begin by concentrating on your own potential. And the benefit is that when you do, you're setting him up for the win. And men commit to women that they know that they can win with, or they feel like they're winners around. But when our garden is dry and we're dehydrated, we're depleted, we're bankrupt, we're just empty on the inside, it can be very, 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 very difficult to create. Like, we just don't give a relationship, or what could be a relationship, a chance of thriving and really being successful. So that's what, I want you to think about. What can you do? What do you want to do in order to make yourself happy? Okay, and it's going to be different for every woman. All right, ladies, this is amazing stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. Hey, if you think that this is amazing stuff and you want to learn more, this is what I call polishing your potential, so that you can attract, polishing your relationship potential. That's what it's about, polishing your relationship potential, polishing your potential so that you can attract that quality man, right? That man who's going to give you goosebumps, the man who will contribute to your life, the man who you feel that you trust enough to contribute to his life, right? So that you can build together, you can grow together, you can thrive together, you can create a legacy together, okay? You will influence the evolution and the integrity of the universe together. And if you want more about how to do this, how to be able to balance caring for yourself without how to care for yourself and take care of yourself and focus on yourself without feeling guilty and without feeling like you're ignoring your kids or your man or the person who could be your man, email me and let's set up a time to talk. Email me, Monique@feminineallureacademy.com. And in the subject line, put "Let's Talk," and tell me what your challenge is right now. Maybe it's about how to balance. Maybe your challenge is how to balance, caring for yourself while you're with the man. Maybe your challenge is learning how to communicate in a way that, that's graceful, so that you can get what you want. Maybe you just want a dating plan because you haven't really met any man. Whether you want to meet him in real life or, you want to meet him online, pardon me. Okay? Maybe you want to boost your confidence because you've experienced so much hurt and you want to boost your confidence so that you can believe in yourself again. You want to be able to see the good in men. You want to be able to release those old patterns like mistrust and skepticism. I would love to help you to do that. That's what polishing your potential is all about. You're polishing your relationship potential so that you can blossom into the best version of yourself and be able to attract the kind of man that you want. You're going to get that masculine representation of who you are, because everything is a mirror. We don't get what we want. We get who we are. Okay, and you have to make sure that you're elevated, that you're at the top of your game in order for you to get that top quality man, the one that you daydream about, the one that you think about, the one who gives you butterflies, because you can have it. You can totally have it. You can totally have it. But I'll tell you what, if you don't have him now, right, and you want to, you've been trying to go at it alone, or maybe you haven't been going at it at all. So I would love to support you in this, because no woman is exceptional by herself. No woman is exceptional by herself. When you think about all the top people in this world, they all have coaches. Beyonce, the president, has a chief of staff. Footballers, you know, we see Beyonce, if you're a fan, you know, I'm not really attached to her, but she's really hot right now. So, you know, we see her, like, if you see her in concerts and she's doing her movement, everything is choreographed. Everything is, like, coached. You know, the best of the best have coaches. The best of the best have people on their team who are helping them and really serving as a catalyst, propelling them to the next level of what they want in their lives. And it's okay, you know, having a dating coach isn't vain. It isn't shallow at all. Okay, I see your desire and I honor that. Okay, so if this appeals to you, I want to encourage you to work with me, because guess what? Iron sharpens iron. And I see your desire and I honor that. So yeah. So if this appeals to you, you want to learn more, you want to polish your potential so that you can be at your best, so that you can attract the best men and marry the best man, email me, Monique@feminineallureacademy.com. In the subject line, put "Let's Talk." I would love to support you. I want to learn what challenge that you're having right now, and then I can lay out a plan for you, a strategy through my Polish Your Potential process to help you feel like your life is forward moving. Okay? All right. All right, ladies. Well, this has been wonderful. God bless you. I love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.